Insights from Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, brought to you by InstaRead. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is a self-help classic that provides a principle-centered approach for achieving personal and interpersonal success. The 7 habits provide a sequential and highly integrated approach to the development of personal and interpersonal effectiveness. On a maturity continuum, these habits move us gradually from dependence to independence to interdependence. Interdependence means being self-reliant and capable while also understanding the importance of cooperation and collaboration. It means deriving a great sense of worth within yourself while also recognizing the need for giving and receiving love. That's where the 7 habits of highly effective people comes in. Habits 1, 2, and 3 deal with self-mastery. They move us from dependence to independence. As we move from independence to interdependence, we can begin developing habits 4, 5, and 6, which deal with teamwork, cooperation, and communication. Habit 7 deals with continuous improvement. It embodies all other habits and creates the upward spiral of growth that elevates us to new levels of understanding and living. Habit number 1. Proactivity is the first and most basic habit of a highly effective person. Proactivity means being responsible for your own life and often taking the initiative. Highly proactive individuals can choose their reactions. They do not use circumstances and conditions as excuses for their behavior. Their behavior is a result of their own conscious choices, which are based on values, not feelings. Reactive individuals, on the other hand, are driven by feelings, circumstances, conditions, and their environment. They build their emotional lives around other people's actions, which enables other people to control them. Number 2. Habit 2 is the habit of beginning with the end. This means starting with a clear understanding of your destination. It means knowing where you're headed so that you have a better understanding of where you are now, and the steps you take are in the right direction. Beginning with the end in mind involves clearly defining your objective and having a clear plan to meet that objective. The unique human capacities of self-awareness, imagination, and conscience enable us to write our own script. The most effective way to begin with the end in mind is to write a personal mission statement. This statement should examine the lens through which we see the world. It is here that we deal with our vision and values. Number 3. Habit 3 is all about going after your goals by practicing effective self-management. Effective management means putting first things first. Management is all about discipline. If you are an effective self-manager, discipline comes from within. Weekly organizing is a key part of effective management. Organize matters at hand into 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1 is both urgent and important. Quadrant 2 is not urgent but important. Quadrant 3 is urgent but unimportant. The last one, Quadrant 4, is unimportant and non-urgent. Quadrant 1 deals with crises and other significant matters. Focusing only on Quadrant 1 can take over all your time and exhaust you since it's always expanding. The only relief you have is in escaping to Quadrant 4, which includes distracting time wasters and pleasant activities. In Quadrant 3, the urgency of matters is often based on the priorities and expectations of others, such as phone calls. People who spend all their time in Quadrants 3 and 4 are often irresponsible and ineffective. Quadrant 2 is the core of effective self-management. It deals with things that are not urgent but are important. This includes things like forming relationships, writing a personal mission statement, planning and preparation. Quadrant 2 deals with things we know we need to do. but somehow seldom get around to doing because they aren't urgent. We must learn to say no to unimportant activities before we can start saying yes to important Quadrant 2 activities. Number 4. Habit 4 is all about having a win-win attitude. Win-win is a state of mind and heart that seeks mutually helpful and fulfilling agreements in all human relationships. It sees life as a cooperative arena, not a competitive one. A common alternative is win-win or no deal. It means that if you can't reach a compromise, you must agree to disagree agreeably. No deal. Having no deal as an option in your mind is freeing because you do not need to manipulate people to get what you want. Number 5. One of the most important life skills is communication. Habit 5 relies heavily on good communication and revolves around the principle that we must seek first to understand, then to be understood. This principle is vital for effective interpersonal communication. Seek first to understand requires a deep paradigm shift. We often seek first to be understood. Most of us do not listen with the intent to understand, but with the intent to reply. If you want to be effective in the habit of interpersonal communication, you must first develop the skill of empathic listening. The other half of Habit 5 is knowing how to be understood. While seeking to understand requires consideration, seeking to be understood takes courage. When you can present your own ideas clearly, specifically, and visually, especially in the context of a deep understanding of other people's paradigms and concerns, you drastically increase the credibility of your ideas. That's how you get other people to listen to you. Number 6. Habit 6 is the manifestation of all of the other habits put together. It is the habit of synergizing. Synergy means that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. For example, when you plant two plants close together, their roots merge, improving the quality of the soil so that both plants grow better than if they were separated. Number 7. Habit 7 is focused on renewal or taking time to sharpen the saw. It makes all the other habits possible. Habit 7 involves renewing the physical, spiritual, mental, and social emotional dimensions of our nature to enhance who we are as a person. Sharpening the saw means regularly exercising all 4 dimensions of our nature in balanced ways. Renewing the physical dimension means taking care of our physical body by eating healthy, getting enough rest, and exercising regularly. Exercise is especially important because it makes us more proactive and greatly enhances our self-esteem. The spiritual dimension offers guidance. It draws upon the sources that inspire and uplift us. Spending time in nature, meditating, and immersing in great literature or great music can provide a renewal of the spirit. The renewal of the mental dimension relies heavily on continually honing and expanding the mind. The most powerful way to do this is to get into the habit of reading good literature, writing, and journaling. The social emotional dimension focuses on the principles of interpersonal leadership, empathic communication, and creative cooperation. To renew ourselves emotionally, we must seek to deeply understand others, make meaningful contributions to their lives, and maintain an abundance mentality. Renewal is the process that inspires us to move on an upward spiral of growth, change, and continuous improvement. We hope you enjoyed the insights from Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Smash the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. Visit instaread.co to get more insights from this and thousands of other books. Use the code YouTube to get a discount on your subscription.